Hey ho, my name is Jo. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are returning. I'm so happy you are here. No, try it again. Hey ho, my name is Jo. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. I'm so happy you clicked on this video. Let's go ahead and dive into this video and get started because I have a lot to say about these books. Alright, so I'm so happy you actually clicked on this video because this video has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while, but I've been working on this video because it's gotten me a lot of thinking. And that thinking is the top 5 books that I wish I could reread for the first time. This video's been a long time coming, but I think I finally have narrowed down my list. So let's dive in. We're going to start from the top of my pile and work the way down. The first one I have is The Christmas Box by Richard Paul Evans. I read this book many moons ago, and I usually try to reread it every year just because I love this book so much. If you are not familiar with this book, you follow a man and his wife. They move into this giant house with this woman to help take care of her because she's definitely a slightly older lady, and how to explain it? This couple that moves in, they have a little girl, and they don't know much about this lady, but they do know that she lost a child. And one day she asks the man, what was the first gift given to baby Jesus on Christmas? And he spends pretty much the whole entire book trying to figure it out. And then on her deathbed, she tells him what it was. And I truly love this book so much. It doesn't take very long to read. I think I read this every time I reread it. I read it in about a day. I do know that this is based on a true story, or it is a true story. But I think he wrote, like, it was based on a true story but very close to his life. So it was kind of like a little mini autobiography, but such an amazing story. Definitely one of my all-time favorites, and I do love Richard Paul Evans. I think he's a good author, but I haven't really read anything else by him, and it's just this. But I try to read this every year around Christmas time, but I would love to reread this again for the first time because I would want to see if I just would fall in love with it the first time I read it before, compared to then to now. And it was just, this book is amazing. So if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it to you because I can't get enough of it. Alright, next we have a vampire series that I read in my late teens, maybe early 20s. Either way, it's been over 10 years since I've read it. But that is the whole entire House of Night series by PC Cast and Kirsten Cast. So this follows a girl named Zoe who finds out that when she gets marked, she has to go to the House of Night, which is for vampires in training. And she finds out that she's not only a vampire or a fledgling, but she's also very special. Typical YA, right? I mean, there's a little bit of romance in here, but it's not a lot. And the reason I feel like I'd want to reread this again for the first time is because by the time we got to the second book, and I've read the first book, and I've read the second book at least twice at this point, and by the time I got to the second one, I didn't have the same reaction that I wanted. But the second book is when somebody dies that you don't expect to, or she dies, quote unquote. So if you have read this series, I highly recommend it to you because if you like the Twilight series, you'll like this one. Though, I definitely feel like after, what book was it? After Burned is when I kind of got burnt out from the story. No pun intended there. But that's when I definitely felt like the story was just starting to drag on. And I read the rest of them just because I wanted to. But I would love to reread this one because, again, I would like to see if I had the same reactions from where I read it the first time. But very, very good series. I highly recommend. Alright, next we have a childhood favorite. And I feel like I could not do this video unless I had this book in here. And that is Inkheart by Cornelia Funke. Right? I mean, why? Why not? Because this is one of my favorite all-time books. And I read this so long ago. And I would just love to reread it again for the first time. And because I remember reading this when it first came out. And I was so excited about it. Like, anytime that the new one came out, I was all over it. Just there, picking it up. First in line to get it. And I would love to reread this one because I would want to see if I got the same feelings when I read it the first time. But I have reread this book so many times. And my next time that I read it, this is getting annotated. And I've been annotating my books lately. But next time I read it, I'm annotating the hell out of this book. So, I'm really excited to actually reread it. But if you're not familiar with this series, you follow a girl named Maggie and her father. Her father, what she called a book doctor. He repairs books and stuff. And one day she lost her mom. And then they went on an adventure to go find her. So it's filled with adventure. It's filled with a different type of magic system that's set in our world. And it's just a wild ride. And I'm happy that I can reread it again at some point. But I would love to reread it for the first time just because the story is beautiful. And I want to experience it again for the first time. Just once. Just once. That's all I ask. Just once. But it can't happen, unfortunately. Alright, the next we have, these are like pretty much all series except for one, which was the Christmas box. But I have thought long and hard about these last two. These were the last two that I wasn't really sure about. But I think, I'm agreeing with myself. Yes, these are the top two books that I would like to try to reread, and I would love to read again for the first time, but I've already read them. I can't do that. But next we have The Demon King or the Seven Realms series by Cynthia Williams Chima. So this one has a magic system like no other. The magic system I thought was beautiful, so well done, and just chef's kiss. Like, this series was amazing, impeccable, just astonishing. Every describing word that you can think of, that was this book and this series. So this series, you follow two separate characters, so it's told from 2 points of view. You have Reja and Han, and I know I'm saying names wrong, but you have Reja and Han is trying to discover who he is, and Reja is preparing herself to be queen of her kingdom. So definitely two different worlds collide, and an amazing story. I can't wait to reread this too either. But I highly recommend this series if you haven't read it already. Alright, and last but not least, I think you guys will probably know what this book is, and you should not be surprised that it's my number one pick of a book that I would love to reread again for the first time. And that is A Carso Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. Yep. You knew you saw it coming. You know you saw it coming. So this is a, if you're not familiar, I'll tell you. If you are not familiar with this series, this follows Harper and Rain, and this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling that meets Groundhog Day. So, if that description entices you, I highly recommend picking it up. I know that, like, so this book is either you love it or you hate it. There is no in between. Either you like it or you didn't, or you love it or you hate it. There really, really, really is no in between. I've seen some people give it 3 stars. I've seen people give it 5 stars. I've seen 4 stars. I've seen 1 star. The reviews on this is all over the place. But I loved this book. It was, to date, this is actually one of the best Beauty and the Beast retellings I have ever read. And I've read a lot of them. But this is definitely one of the best ones, and I would love to reread this for the first time just so I can experience that emotion that I had when I read it for the first time, because I could not put this book down. I found myself just reading and reading and reading. I even started to reread it, and the first sentence, I forgot how much I loved the first sentence of this book. It's actually the first 2 sentences. If this does not convince you to read this book, I don't know what will. There is blood under my fingernails. I wonder how many people I've killed this time. Like, what? So, yes. Just, if you haven't already, you should read it. Alright, so there we go. If you made it this far, those are the top 5 books that I would love to reread for the first time. Like, I've never read them. So if you made it this far in this video, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit subscribe and enjoy my cute little family, because I've got some polycystic ovarian syndrome updates coming. I also have a few more videos coming. I've been a little sporadic on my videos lately just because my schedule is changing at work, and I have to try to find and balance when I can do my YouTube, like when can I do my recording, when can I do my editing, with all the training that I have going on right now, because I can tell you I got a promotion at work. I applied for it and I ended up getting it, and I'm really excited for this promotion, but there is a lot of new learning that needs to go along with this. Also, there's a lot of training that goes along with my new position. So yes, leave a comment down below if you have read any of these books, and I want to know your thoughts on them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.